Hello, gig economy. Can I say good morning still? Let's see. Yeah, technically, we still have 7 minutes of morning left. I might be starting late. on the live stream, but I'm not starting my day late. I'm actually incredibly hungry today because I woke up at like 7 in the morning. And for me, I mean, there's been times in my life where I woke up at 7 in the morning, but lately, it's getting up early for me, so I'm hungry. What's up, Giggity? So, getting a good start to the week here on a Monday. It's not my start to the week either, though. Man, I made more money yesterday than I have made on a Sunday in a long, long time. And I'm talking like, I mean, I still did my thing and I went to Pineville, North Carolina, where I usually go to watch my Chicago Bears play. I go to a sports bar up there. Hello, Jody. So I did all that yesterday and I made like $160 yesterday in what probably amounts to somewhere between 4 and 5 hours of work. Because I was home by 10. I mean, I was watching the second half of last night's Jags-Ravens game from my house. And that was also fun. Man, what a wild weekend. I guess that's the first thing I'll talk about was that Ravens-Jags game, just briefly, only because it was the exact matchup at Jacksonville, too. I'm surprised they did this matchup back-to-back years, but that's the exact matchup last night that I went to for the YouTube channel. You guys may remember that video, DoorDashing my way into an NFL game. So I'd never been to Jacksonville before, and last year I drove from here in South Carolina down to Jacksonville and back, and I paid my way into the game off of the gig earnings to and from. So, it was some good memories watching last night's game. Giggity says, those Texans keep teasing me. Getting that overtime win, almost a tie. At the last moment there, I was actually rooting for a tie just because it gets so many people worked up when there's a tie. And I was like, hey, we need a tie. Let's go ahead and get a tie. But you got it done. Another win. And actually, yeah, I really hope the Texans keep winning because I'm not a Bills guy. I hate that the Bills crushed the Cowboys yesterday. I don't want to see the Bills sneak back into the playoffs because while I don't like them, I don't root for them, I still respect them. And I realize that if that team sneaks into the playoffs, they might be a problem. So I hope they don't make it. God, there's so much to talk about. I don't even know where to go. Let me show you my gig earnings from yesterday after I order my food. Hey, can I get the chicken strip tray with a bacon ranch wrap and a beef quesadilla with a huge tea, please? Beef. Beef. And that was a sweet tea, right? Please, yeah. Anything else? Just some like barbecue and buffalo sauce. Remind me at the window. Is that all? Yeah, that's it. 8:38. Thank you. Should we start with this? I don't trust. No, we can do better than that, y'all. We can do better than that. Especially, I mean, yesterday, look how good I was doing yesterday. $111.50 on Uber Eats. When do you see me do that? Look at the other days of the week. Look at the week before that. I made $32 for the whole week. Yesterday, all of a sudden, some like Walmart, it was like Walmart Spark deliveries, except through Uber. And I was getting them stacked. They were stacking them for me. And the the mileage was good too. The mileage was efficient. The only problem was each time that I had to drive to the Walmart, I had to sit there for about 30 to 40 minutes to get the stuff. But again, not a big deal when I'm just watching football on the laptop anyway. In the car, like, who really cares? And then, so I would just watch the game, wait. Finally, they'd bring it to me. And then I'm off to the races, and I'm making like, actual drive time. I was making like 80 an hour or something like that. So mixed in a couple DoorDashes, like $50 or $60 worth of DoorDashes. Hello. Thank you. Appreciate it. Can I get barbecue and buffalo? Thank you. Their drive-throughs moving so quick, I couldn't even set my drink down in time. Good stuff from Cookout. I just turned down a decent. Oh, this one's. Oh, that's a dope. No, I just turned down a decent Uber Eats there too because it was a customer verification one, and I don't want to deal with the whole ID thing right now. I'm just not feeling it. Again, I feel like we can do better. So yeah, numbers on what it would take. For the last couple weeks, I've been talking about my goal for the end of the year is to get my gig earnings, which, by the way, for people all the time judging my earnings, this one's better, right? Yeah. Screw it, dude. We'll do this. 768, 2.1 miles. Or no, excuse me, 4 miles. 768 for 4 miles total. For people judging my earnings every week, they're like, some people are like, I can't live off what you earn. I'm like, first of all, there's averages. There's something called averages. Not every week is the same for me. Second of all, the gig apps aren't everything that I earn, but I do have a goal. I do have a goal of, in 2023, hitting $30,000 for the whole year on the gig apps. Since that's clearly the majority of my income. It's not all of it, but it's definitely the majority. So I'm trying to get to 30. If you don't know me, I live in a very low cost of living area. 30 grand here might be like 40 or 50 for you, depending on where you're at. So anyway, I need to make. This one's really good. We're turning around, I think. Yeah. I'm not even going to worry about the Uber. I'm just going to turn around for this bad boy. $12 for 5.2 miles. Delivery is in a good spot.
Head northwest toward Automall Parkway.
Honestly, I mean, some of y'all would try to do the Uber still and go get it done and then go to Outback, but I'm not trying to play games today. Yeah, man. Let's just go to the $12 order. What was I talking about before that? Oh, yeah. So I've got rovers. This morning, another reason I woke up so early was, one, my subscribers will know I posted a video this morning already. So, your boy's been getting it this morning. I also had a dog come. A big dog. I met this dog last week. And it's going to be with us through the new year, y'all. That's like 4 weeks. It's going to be with us. And her name is Glacier, and she's humongous. But we're excited for it. She's done really good so far this morning, behaving really well in our house. So, and by the way, I will catch up on your comments. I've come into this week with so much to say after that wild weekend. I just feel like so much happened. But Glacier's not the only rover that we're going to have through the new year. She's just the first one we're getting. So making all kinds of money on rover. I'm gonna expect 0 tip, by the way. I'm expecting 0 tip. If I get tipped at the end, it'll be a great start to 2024. But I'm not counting on it. Without tips, I've run the numbers and I need to make something. It's something like $612 per week for the next 2 weeks in the car driving. That's very doable, especially after a $160 Sunday to start us off. And one of the 2 weeks, because I'm counting December 31st. So my final week of the year is actually going to be an 8-day work week for the numbers. So it's very doable. $612 per week. We're going to be live streaming for the lunch shifts. We're going to try to make $50-$60 in a lunch shift. Today we won't make that because I started late. But if we can make somewhere between $40 and $60 per lunch shift, we're going to be in a pretty good spot. Let me catch up on comments before I get to some of my other topics. I'll let y'all carry the conversation for a second. Giggity says, I did a $45 spark this morning. Nothing since. Bummer. Oh, shoot. We got a freaking ambulance. Okay. I did good. Get out of the way now. Man, I got distracted again. Okay. Well, oh, yeah. We're in the comment section. Jody says, my completion rate is now 92%. So I started getting worried. Called DoorDash to see if I would get deactivated. Why would you get deactivated if you go under 90%? You don't get deactivated for a completion rate. Oh, completion. I'm thinking acceptance rate. Completion rate. Oh, so okay. Let me reread that. Apologies. I thought she said acceptance rate. My completion rate is now 92. No, you'll be fine. 92 is good. Jody says, they said, depending on your other ratings, you will not get automatically deactivated. However, you cannot make it an ongoing thing, and you need to get it back up as soon as possible. Yeah, that makes sense. I'm guessing you can dip into the high 80s and nothing's going to happen to you. I think customer rating is probably underrated. I think that doesn't get talked about enough. Everybody talks about acceptance and completion rates. I think if you have a good customer rating, DoorDash is probably going to work with you. Brandon said, I played against Justin Fields in fantasy playoffs. Happy his two Hail Mary passes were intercepted at the end of each half. Yeah, that was something else. That was a topic I wanted to talk about too, but I don't know. I'm in too good of a mood to talk about that right now. What's up, Tony? What's up, Dina? What's up, Steve? Tony says, I'm at $190 for the morning so far. And by the way, he's in Colorado, so he's still got time. Brandon says, if you multiply Welty's earnings by Tony's children, that's a respectable income. 500 a week times 6. Now we're talking. Dude, if I made $3,000 a week, man, I would probably be retired at like 32. I don't know, man. That'd be nuts. Jody says, yes, Ryan, they changed it. If you get below 90% completion rate, it's automatic deactivation. Man, to be honest with you, I don't even know what mine is. Let me go look. Here's my numbers, people. 4.8 customer rating, 4.88. 9% acceptance rate at the moment. 94 completion. 95 on time or early. I usually don't struggle with completion rate at all because y'all know how picky I am with some of the orders I take. So I'm usually not accepting an order unless I'm willing to wait several minutes for it at minimum. And then after I've waited several minutes for it, I always feel like, dude, if I unassign this, the second I unassign this, it's going to come out of the kitchen and then I'm going to be pissed. And so I'm the kind of guy that's just like, I'm committed, man. I'm committed when I hit that button. Unless, like, you'll be like, well, why is your completion rate 94 then and not 100 if you say that? Well, it's because sometimes the restaurants are nice enough to let me know before I've waited, hey, it's going to be 30 minutes. Or another scenario is the customer texts me being rude. See you later. Or what's another one? I mean, once in a blue moon, I accidentally hit accept. My phone my thumb just hits the phone at the wrong moment. That happens every once in a while. I'm not sure why these people haven't come to my car yet to even ask me which order I'm here for. I feel like we've been here for a few minutes already. So I guess I should pay a little closer attention though, because I do remember getting that email as well about completion rate. So I mean, I don't think I've like ever been under 90% completion rate, but I will keep that in my mind now that it's being taken a little more seriously. And before I hit that unassign button, I'll think twice. I'll be like, oh, am I good? Yeah, my numbers are still good. Okay, I can move on. Or not. Brandon said, did you sign Pedro's mixtape? Did he use his Moves expense card? I don't know if he used his Moves expense card, honestly. But I did sign his mixtape, yes. Of course. Giggity said, Welty, did you sign my CD or just slap a mushroom print on it? What's a mushroom print? I don't know what a mushroom print is. You talking about a You talking about what I think you're talking about? Are you talking about you know, that kind of mushroom? Tony says, yes, he is. Oh, man. That one got me. I didn't see that coming. Dude, why did they talk to the other car and not me? Am I visible? I know I'm not invisible. Hey, DoorDash for Crystal?
Crystal, all right. It's in the back. I'll
Okay.
get it for you and bring it out.
Thank you. Brandon says, what's the deal with paying you on Venmo and for the mixtape and sending the address to email? Dude, I would just buy one on the website, man. I've got a better profit margin on the mixtape than I do any other product that's on the website. So, it's all good. Yeah, if you just buy it on the website, honestly, at this point, that'd probably be the easiest thing for me so I don't lose track of who I owe a mixtape. By the way, I'm sending them off. I'm sending the first batch off today or tomorrow. And I think today. But my promise and my guarantee is that it's sent off by the end of tomorrow. And I apologize specifically to Tony because Tony bought one a couple weeks ago now. And I just haven't sent the first batch because I've been I wanted to send several out at one time. And now I've got quite a few people that have bought one. And so I'm kind of going to fire them all off at once. And after that point, I'll probably, instead of going to the post office every day one gets purchased, I'll probably just do weekly visits to the post office, and they'll go out on Fridays or Mondays or something like that. But Tony, if you're wondering why you don't have it yet, it's not lost. It's on the way. Promise. Brennan says, I think the only device I own that can play a CD is my Xbox. I thought of that too. If Allison's card did not play the mixtape, that's how I was going to do it. Yep. So. But yeah, I think people are overrating the CD element of the $20 Aaron Boy mixtape right now, and I think they're underrating the signed value of it. That's kind of what my video today was trying to explain. I've just got plans, man. I've got plans to deliver value, especially for my early followers, because I can't. Man, I'm just so honored to even be at the stage that I'm at right now with YouTube monetization and stuff. And so the stuff that I offer the people that knew me early, like signed mixtapes or whatnot, I think they're priced in a way where people are going to be very glad that they bought it. I'll just say that. So I try to communicate to people, you got one week left to buy the signed version of it for free, at least. If I wasn't myself, thank goodness I'm myself. If I wasn't myself, I'd probably buy like 5 or 10 of them. Just because I believe in Welty so much. But thankfully, I'm myself. So I can just, dude, if I want my own autograph, I can just sign something anytime I want to. It's pretty sick, man. I'm not trying to make y'all jealous of my right hand that can autograph, but it's pretty freaking valuable. Aaron Boy to the moon. Yeah, it's like a cryptocurrency. Yeah, my pen ink is like a cryptocurrency. You know? Brandon said, too bad this wasn't released in 2020 when it could have had a worthless NFT to go along with it. Not all NFTs are worthless. I will say that. Tony says, I'm patient. I just want the links to the unlisted videos and I'll be able to listen still. Yeah, I thought about how to do that, but I don't know how I would make that happen. But I considered that. But to be fair, Tony has gotten more, nobody got more pre-release, like 30-second clips of songs. Nobody got sent more of those than Tony did. A couple days before I would post a new song, a new music video, I would send a little soundbite to Tony and I'd be like, hey, this is what you got to look forward to. And almost nobody else was getting that, Tony. So another one of the things I wanted to talk about today was my boy Vivek Ramaswamy at the Jake Paul fight. Oh, here we go. Hang on.
Sorry that took so long.
No.
It's just a large order.
It's fine. I get it. Can you feed bottom first?
Oh, of course.
Appreciate it. That's a little easier for me. Have a good day.
Thanks, you too.
Man, the ambulances are going crazy today. I hope everybody's okay. But on average, 150K of us will die today. I hope you lived right or there'll be hell to pay. I hope you did right by me or there'll be hell to pay. There's a little lyric for you. That's from Acceptance Rate. Anyway, my guy Vivek Ramaswamy hanging out with Jake Paul and Logan Paul. And let me go check his YouTube subscribers because I had saw they jumped. Okay, they're not up much more. He jumped a significant amount of subscribers just by being ringside and hanging out with Jake Paul. But he wasn't just ringside, though. They were hanging out before the fight and after the fight. And, like, the fight, like, he had just knocked the dude out. And Vivek was on, like in the boxing ring after the fight. At least that's what I thought I saw. They were, like, celebrating. He had just won. And Vivek is up there, like, giving him a hug. And then Jake Paul made the joke. He said, Vivek said, congratulations or whatever. Congratulations, great knockout. And Jake Paul goes, it's because he told me that he voted for Joe Biden. It's like, dude, I knocked him out first round because he said he voted for Joe Biden. That cracked me up. I think it's a really good indication of Vivek's chances maybe longer term, again, I think Trump is kind of an unslayable dragon right now, and not that that's a bad thing. Y'all know I don't mind Trump either, but Vivek is very, very likely going to run in 2028 and 2032 as well. And hopefully at that stage, he's got a real chance, a legitimate chance, I hope. Hopefully I'll be like, by 2028, hopefully I'll have the subscribers that Jake Paul has. And then I can be the second YouTuber to kind of like give my endorsement to Vivek. So y'all just got to help me out. Share some videos. The video from this morning would be a great one to share. Brandon said, "Which rapper are you quoting now?" No, that was an Aaron Boy line right there. Is Adam 22 a cuck? I don't know who Adam 22 is. What's up, Peyton? What Peyton say? Peyton said, "I've watched a ton of your videos whenever I have time. I like the most is when you had those season tickets to the Hornets." I still do, by the way. I still do. I'm going to have to do an update video pretty soon because they've been selling like hotcakes, man. And I don't know why that's a saying because I don't think I've ever bought a hotcake before. I've bought cake, but I mean, I guess like a brownie a la mode, does that count as a hotcake? Because the brownie comes kind of like, they warm that brownie up a little bit. Maybe that's a hotcake. I don't know. Anyway, Hornets tickets are selling well. Peyton said, "I'm not a big fan of the Hornets, but it's a great idea. It's free money." Yo, yeah, and it's free entertainment, bro. Free date nights. At a certain point, I mean, if you're profiting off of it, but if you're profiting off of it and you don't sell everyone, then everyone you went to for free. Free entertainment. I've gotten to see all kinds of NBA players in person that for free. I think it's really fun, like if I do have kids one day, I'll be able to tell them, "Hey, so-and-so player before your time, I got to see him play in person." Like seeing Zion the other night was cool. He put up a 20-point double-double on us. Some of the other great players I've seen so far would be like, unfortunately, when the Bucks play, Giannis came to Charlotte, so he was in the building and I got to see him, but he wasn't playing. He took the night off. That pissed me off. I have gotten to see my favorite would obviously be Luka and Kyrie. Seeing Luka and Kyrie play was just, man, I'll never forget that. And Luka put up a 40-point night on us. Peyton said, "How do you sell them?" I'm interested in doing something like that myself. So the way it works is I've got 2 seats. I think you can do it with just 1 seat, man. I think if it's just you, I think it would still work. It's just 1 seat. And the seat that I have is lower bowl, section 116. It is about $2,200 a year for my seat. And they make you pay monthly. But that might be what you want anyway. If you don't want to spend $2,200 right this second, they'll put you on a monthly plan and it'll work out to like $140 $140 a month, and then you sell them on Ticketmaster. The process is so easy. So easy. You do it on your phone. It just takes a few minutes, man. It's easy. Brandon said, I wonder if Charlotte could have the worst NFL and worst NBA team in the same year. That was another thing I wanted to talk about, was the Hornets losing by 53. Saturday night, we lost by 53 points. Thank God I went to the game Friday night and the one Saturday sold, because I would have hated to be there, honestly. I mean, I would like to see Embiid. That's a player I have not got to see yet. So that would be pretty dope. Oh, I missed my turn, y'all. It would have been cool to see Embiid drop 40 on us, but the 53-point loss part of it would have been not fun at all. Worst loss in franchise history, I think I saw, numerically at least. The largest numerical loss in our history. So that's what happens when LaMelo's out and PJ's out and Mark is out, and we're not that good of a team to begin with. And that's 3 borderline starters and the star. 53. Here it is. I'm at the right building now. Peyton said, I'll have to get up with you and see about that. Been thinking about that for a while. So you legitimately could do the same thing with the Atlanta Hawks. Never attend a game and just sell all your tickets each year and profit from it. I think so, bro. I think you could. For the teams with... Am I still live? I think I'm still live. Something's weird going on the screen, but if I'm still talking, for the larger markets, I'm not sure that would be true. I don't know if you could pull that off with Laker tickets. I think they're too expensive. But the Hornets are honestly the perfect franchise for me to do it with. 1, because I can go to the games if they don't sell, and 2, because they're so cheap. They're so cheap on a per game basis because they suck. Dude, I don't know if it's because it's Christmas. I don't know if it's because it's Christmas week, but I've been getting hidden tipped. Like, I got hidden tipped like this last night, too. 2011 for that. And that is why you drop the Uber order and get on it. That's why you drop the Uber order and get going on the bad boy. People buying Outback. People buying a bunch of food at Outback. High potential for a hidden tip. 2011. It took us 40 minutes to make it. Let's go. $53 freaking points. I can't quit thinking about that. That's so bad. But yeah, Peyton, I thought about doing that. Honestly, that's crossed my mind. I thought about which would be the better idea for me, buying more Hornets tickets and having, instead of having like 2 seats a year, doing like 4 or 6. That's probably more realistic for me than buying tickets to in another market. But I could, I could hit up and possibly do that. I've legitimately thought about that, especially if there's ever a time that I've got some real wealth and I can just kind of move around the country as I please. I've thought about having some seats in every arena. It'd be sick. I could go to whatever game I wanted to, sell them everywhere throughout the year, try and profit on each arena. I've thought about that. Peyton said, with all the coaching I do and me still being in school, I always try to get other sources of income. Got to. I mean, it doesn't matter what you got going on. It doesn't matter if you're in school or not. It doesn't matter if you're broke or not. I mean, if rich people do that, it doesn't matter who you are. You should be trying to get multiple sources of income, preferably some that either are passive from the beginning or are really close to passive. Like the Hornets season ticket thing it's not 100% passive technically because I have to do a few minutes of work, but it's pretty freaking passive. Or something that ultimately will become passive. For example, I've now got hundreds of YouTube videos. And yeah, like I have to keep making some. But the ones that I've already made, I don't have to make again. Like those are going to continue to exist. And if people click on them and watch them, give me some ad revenue, that's very passive. Because I don't even have to touch those videos anymore. I do still try to reply on comments. I try to reply on the comments even on the old videos. Every once in a while I get a comment on a video that I made a year and a half ago. So that's not that part of it's not passive, but that's just because I care about everybody who comments on my video. I care about. I'm trying to respond to all of them. I hate when YouTube hides them from me because that happens. I hate when they do that. I'm trying to talk to my people, man. You got to show me every comment, YouTube. Every one. Peyton says, I wonder if you could do it with college football too. Yeah. Now I've had people tell me I could do it with the Panthers. But in my opinion, the risk is higher because they play less games. With basketball, it's hard to mess it up because there's 41 home games. So like, let's say worst case scenario, economy gets bad. And for whatever reason, other people price their tickets $1 lower than you and snag all the buyers. Worst case scenario in basketball, there's 41 games. Like chances are, even if only 10 to 20 of them sell, you're gonna at least come close to breaking even, or your expense is gonna be much less than the original cost. And that would be 26 games not sell. Let's say 26 don't sell. Man, first of all, you don't even have 26. What do you have? 8 or 9 home games for football? Dude, if a couple don't sell, you might have a problem. So, bit more risk there in my opinion. Peyton says you're smart for real. If you had a business and I had the funds, I'd invest in you. Man, that's a serious comment, man. I appreciate that. Serious compliment, I meant to say. That's a serious compliment. I have a friend like that too. I told him. I got a friend that's a millionaire already. And I told him one time, dude, I've got 5 or 10 grand. I know that's not anything to you anymore, but I was like, if there's ever a time, I was like, the next time you start something, you almost don't even need to explain anything to me. I want to know a little bit, but I've got such trust in one guy in particular that I'd give him 10 grand for whatever, you know. I believe that's how sold I am that he's going to steward it wisely. And his track record is already good. He's already won on multiple different endeavors. So, let me put my earnings in the comments. Current live stream earnings 2011. Another thing I did this weekend was watch a new Netflix movie called Leave the World Behind with Allison. And she caught it. I wouldn't have caught it because I don't pay attention, and I should. And now I'm going to freaking pay attention every time. I'm paying attention every time now because we turned the movie on and the intro credits, you know, where they list the kind of the most important actors and producers and stuff. Executive producers Michelle and Barack Obama. Allison said, "Did you see that?" I said, "What?" She's like, "Michelle and Barack Obama have something to do with this movie." I was like, "What?" I backed it up. Because even though she's an English major and an English teacher, I wondered if she misread it. Because I was like, "What?" I was like, you probably misread it. Because I know you know English, but you got me doubting if you know English now. Sure enough, I rewound it. It's executive produced by Michelle and Barack Obama. So now I'm paying attention. A movie called Leave the World Behind. What do they have to do with this movie? And then I'm watching the movie, and I'm not doing spoilers pretty much more than what is in the commercial, in the trailer of this movie. Essentially, there were 3 things that were extremely bothersome to me, given the Obamas executive produced it, which then I had to look up, well, what does an executive producer do? Apparently that means they kind of just funded it. They might not have, but I don't know. I saw another YouTube video, something about they were on set one day. They might not have had a ton of interaction in the movie or with the creation, but their name's in it, and they at least contributed pretty significantly to fund it. So I'm watching the movie, and it's dude, I can't imagine I can't imagine the shitstorm if Donald Trump had invested in this movie and been listed as an executive producer. At one point in the movie, there's like a drone or a plane of some sort or a helicopter that flies over and apparently this was happening all over the country in different major population centers, and they were dropping red pamphlets that looked like blood. At first, like you couldn't tell what it was coming out of the plane. I thought it was going to be some sort of gas or like, you know, coronavirus coming out of the plane to kill people. But no, it was just little pieces of paper, no bigger than a napkin, little pamphlets with like, you know, they were red with like a dragon on it and Arabic, or I guess they were being dropped in various languages, Chinese and Arabic and Russian and stuff. And supposedly, I guess it's never really confirmed, but supposedly one of the teenagers in the movie recognizes the writing enough to know that it says "Death to America." Appreciate the compliment again, Peyton, for Allison. So we got the Obamas funding a Netflix film now that suggests people are going to say it's fiction. It's meant to entertain people. Cool. Unless you're freaking the former president. What do you do? Why are you investing in a movie that even as a joke, even if it's a joke, even if it's a comedy, would suggest death to America? The phrase death to America should not exist in anything that a former president has to do with. Period. The end. That's just a unwritten rule, and now I guess we need to freaking write the rule because it's unwritten and it's been broken. There's other scenes in the movie that are concerning, as if they know something. There's one part in the movie where the youngest girl in the family, I think it is walking through a hallway. I didn't even bring it up to Allison. We didn't even talk about it. I don't know if she noticed it, but I noticed it on the wall. She's walking through a hallway, and on the wall there's a picture, and the picture says, I think it said, "Hope is the beginning of darkness," or something like that. I'm very close. If I might be slightly off, but the picture says hope is the beginning of darkness, and I just remember all those. I remember 2008 or whatever, 2012, seeing all those posters of Obama's face with hope on it. I'm like, hey, I know I can read into stuff sometimes. I know I can make connections that aren't always there, but that caught my attention just because the word hope was kind of associated with Obama during his candidacy. So seeing the word hope in the movie, I was like, huh, something to think about. I'd be interested in some people who know cinema and break down cinema for a living. I'm really interested in some more expert opinions on this movie, and I'm going to be getting them. And Jason Whitlock's show, I know I've talked about this podcast before. I'm skipping the ads because this is too important. Jason Whitlock's podcast, which is called Fearless, he's talking about this movie tonight at 7:00. Okay. And I'm really looking forward to it because he's a lot smarter than I am, and he's a lot more deep than I am. So I'm going to learn. In another portion of the movie, it's as if all of these self-drive Teslas, I texted Tony about this because I was like, oh my God, dude. It's like all the self-drive Teslas, whether there's people in them or not, I don't know. Because most of the cars were, like the cars that they showed were straight off the lot, brand new cars, hadn't even been sold yet. Because they still had like the sticker in the window with the price or whatever. All these self-drive Teslas just got hijacked or whatever. It's a cyber terrorism. And oh dude, this live stream's probably getting demonetized. I've said some keywords that can't be said. Anyway, it's some cyber terrorism And all the Teslas are basically programmed to drive to like the same coordinate. And so they all just crash into one another at high velocity, and they just pile on, and they just keep driving to the same place, and all of them just keep slamming. And I guess if you were in a Tesla or whatever at that moment, you're just screwed because it was taken over, and it's just, you're dead. So, a good old-fashioned idea from yours truly, Barack Obama. I hope you feel good about that today. Especially some of you older ones listening to me that might have voted for him. Cucks. Interesting stuff, man. I can't imagine. Imagine. Donald Trump funds a movie where pamphlets fall from a drone that say death to America. Please, please. Imagine that. I think I'd be upset either way, y'all. I'd be upset either way, but I'm going to be really upset if there's a double standard and hypocrisy, which there is. That's when I start getting so pissed that I might, I might take action. How about that? You decide for yourself what you think that means. I'm getting pissed off. I should eat something. What's up, Mike? I'm sorry I went on a rant before I acknowledged you. Sometimes I'm just a locomotive, dude. I'm like a programmed, mentally I'm like a programmed Tesla driving to a coordinate, and I'm not going to stop no matter what's in between me and the coordinate, I just keep going. Mike says, Welty is going to become a conservative radio DJ. Hey, man, I don't know exactly what's in store for me, but I'm never going to shut up. I can promise you that. I don't know if it's just going to be a small YouTube channel. I don't know if it's going to be a big YouTube channel. I don't know if it's going to be somebody figures out that I might have some talent and hires me to do what I do. I don't know if it's going to be actual, feet to the pavement politics. I don't know, but I'm not gonna shut up. Wherever I'm at, I'm gonna be running my mouth. Promise you. Because they've made a big problem. Not an actual problem. They've made a problem based on their agenda. They have a problem when it comes to me and others. I'm not, dude. I'm not even the first round of it. The first round of it has already begun. We got our 30-year-old group with Vivek Ramaswamy and Royce White and others. Okay, we've got a different breed of people out here right now, and the world doesn't know it yet just because a lot of people aren't, they're paying attention. But I'm trying to tell you it's coming. And I was trying to tell people, listen, I've been a little bit ahead of my time my whole life. And I'm encouraged about what I am looking forward to next. Because I'm trying to tell y'all, there's people out here, and I didn't know about Vivek Ramaswamy. He caught me complete off guard. I had no idea who this man was. But I do know who Royce White is. I found Royce White out of nowhere just because of my sports background. And watch out for that name. Now he's only 32. That's why you don't know his name yet. Vivek's got 6 years on him. Watch out though. He's coming. And I'm coming after that. And others, because there's a lot of people like me right now in my age bracket. And we're wise to the BS. I can talk about this stuff till I'm blue in the face with somebody like my mom, who just is not going to get it. Because she grew up in a different time. And because, every once in a while you get these people that they'll tell you, dude, I would rather not know stuff. I'm happier not knowing stuff. Especially when you get to a certain age, dude, I'm more than halfway. Even if I live a long life, I'm more than halfway through my time on this earth. Of course I would. I just want to finish my time here peacefully. There's stuff I don't want to know. Hell no! Not me. I want to know. Brandon says, I'm voting for Pedro for 2024. Let's write him in. Good old-fashioned write-in. Now, I want to see him... I want to see him avoid mistakes like the moves debacle before I would trust him with a presidency. I'm just going to be honest. Y'all know I love Pedro, but we got to hold the presidential position in a, I take that a little bit too seriously to be joking about Pedro as president, in all seriousness. And I don't think he'd take that as a diss. I don't mean that as a diss. I think he would say, oh, yeah, I'm not, Pedro is, the one thing Pedro is self-aware, and that's why I'm such a big fan of him. Because self-awareness is one of my Mount Rushmore traits, and he has that. Okay, frick it. We've been sitting here for a long time without an order, so that actually makes an order like this look pretty attractive when you've been waiting for a minute. One item, shop and pay, $8.75, 4.9 miles. Not a delivery location, but it's not horrible either. So let's do it.
Head east toward Hurlong Avenue.
Oh, yeah, man. They got a problem on their hands when it comes to executing their agenda with the next generation. No. See, it's going to start to reverse. First of all, things ebb and flow anyway. Things ebb and flow. And for a hot minute now, the narrative has been that young people like me aren't conservative And the schools have got us, and the universities have got us. And oh, dude, we just believe anything the professors would say. Nah, bro. Take a step back. There's a generation coming up that has actual, like, real male leadership in it. I believe that. I truly believe this. That there is some male leadership coming up, on the come up, that people have not seen in a minute. And it's gonna shake some things. There are some people walking around this earth right now that they don't even know what it's like to see a real man. They don't even know, they've never even seen a real man before. For like more than like 10 minutes. They might have glanced at a man, but then they're so scared, they're so not used to it that they run away and they look away. So they've not done a real study of a real man. But that's changing, man. It's changing. And I also said back in the day that, you know, call it what you want. Call Trump a Republican. He's not a Republican. He was simply the beginning of the evolution. That'd be the safe way of describing what's happening in the Republican Party, would be to call it an evolution. It's actually just it's a takeover. It's a takeover of what it means to be a Republican these days. And it's different now. He was the third party that won. And you know, for the last 10 years, everybody wants to just shit on Trump. Say what you want. Say what you want. When he's gone, and when he's dead and gone, a few generations removed from where we sit today, I'm telling you, he's not going to be villainized in the history books. That's not what the story is going to be when people have the perspective. I'm sorry, pissed off liberals. That's not going to be what it is. You're not going to keep getting away with that forever. There's going to be generations of people that are like, oh, crap. You know, 2016 was a turning point in a positive way. And oh crap, they weren't actually threatened by Trump. They were threatened by what he represented, which is what he tried to tell us. Remember when he said something? What did he say? They're not coming after me. Or no, what did he say? How did he say it? He said it really well. You know, they're not actually coming after me. They're coming after you. I'm just in the way. There was some serious truth to that, people. Oh, we're getting today's live stream demonetized. And I could care less. I'll be right back. Took a long time for one item, but it's just a long line. That's all. Just had to wait my turn. You know, and you got these people with like a bunch of stuff in their cart, and they see me holding one item, and you know, of course they don't offer to just let me go through since it would be so quick, you know. Of course not. Tony's predicting breadlines if Biden gets reelected. Listen. First of all, this was true last time when the guy said, I don't want to run again. I don't want to do an 8-year term. I don't want to go 8 years. Don't run for president then, cuck. I mean, seriously. I mean, what are we doing electing? You know, I don't know if we elected him or not, but what are we doing even pretending? Why is he even getting one vote? Forget 81 million. Why is he getting one vote? One. Why is he getting one? Okay, Jill. He can get Jill's vote. Why is he getting 2 votes? And I guess you can vote for yourself too. Okay, he's got 2 votes. Why is he getting 3 votes? In all seriousness, why is he getting 3 votes? Why is he getting 3? Because he said he didn't want to do two terms. What are you electing somebody that doesn't want to do the job for? The the first standard for electing someone should be, do they actually want to do it? Do they have a passion for the position? I mean, my goodness. Why am I having to have this conversation? I should not have to explain that to anybody. That should just be universally understood. But now it's not, okay, I will run again, but only if Trump is the Republican nominee. What kind of crap is that? So you're going to run? Why would you even want to do that as an individual? For your own personal life? How about y'all? Would y'all take a job on a 4-year contract? Based off who else was applying for the job? If you didn't want to do the job, if you did not want to do the job, would you accept a job because you heard somebody else was applying for the job and you don't like that person? No! What the hell? Who would do that? What kind of reason is that? Man, I'm getting worked up today. But that's ridiculous. I listen, I would say the same thing if the party affiliations were reversed. Buddy, if you don't want to run for office, please don't. So somehow if DeSantis or Vivek wins it, then we don't have to deal with Biden. I mean, what even is that? Is that supposed to be some sort of incentive to for the Republicans not Trump in the primary? Is that like, you know, maybe I'm overthinking it, and that's what but either way, what kind of bullcrap is that? They have got me DoorDash has put me on a dirt road, and for seemingly no reason. This like never happens in. What are we doing here? Anyway, yeah, man, that's for me. That's just a non-starter. Like that's a deal breaker. For if your reason for candidacy is based off of one individual, or if your original candidacy, your original pitch to the voter was, I'm a 4-year president. Okay, I'm not interested. Vivek, y'all know I like Vivek. If he came out tomorrow and said, that's cool, but I'm only running to beat Biden, and after 4 years I'm done. Okay, you've lost my vote then. That's not good enough. We deserve better than that. Half of the reason we have the problems we have is because some of y'all don't have the self-respect to say that you deserve better than what you've got. Man, it's sad. But man, it's pretty easy to be cucked. It's pretty easy to be cucked politically if you're cucked personally. And some of y'all listening to me are cucked personally. So what should I expect from you other than cuckism? Brandon said, I just copped an errand boy mixtape. Put that on a short, you cuck. Should I get off the topic? I've probably, I've said what I feel I need to say at this time. I don't feel that I was unclear. I think I've been understood. Anyway. Mike says, can we get younger candidates? We need to stop accepting the lesser of two evils. Can we get younger candidates? Yeah, man, you're going to get younger candidates on certainly next time. I would not be surprised if Royce runs in 2028. That might be too soon for him. He would be, 36? First of all, it depends how this Senate candidacy goes in Minnesota. If he were to win and be doing his thing in Minnesota, my hope would be that he wouldn't run against somebody like Vivek in 28. Build your resume over there. And, kind of the Ron DeSantis mistake of, dude, what are you doing trying to get in the way of Trump? Honestly, again, self-awareness. DeSantis lost me when he showed the lack of self-awareness to even run. Why are you running this time? What's the rush? I'm concerned about Ron. I'm worried about your motivation, what your motive is. If you have some sort of rush to run for presidency with Trump in the way. Patience. And no, it's not a double standard for me to say that about Ron and not Vivek, because Vivek wasn't in politics to begin with, and he's come out of nowhere. Vivek has done what he needed to do this time. He could get no votes, and he would still have done what needed to be done. But Ron DeSantis had no, he has no purpose in running other than selfish motivation, which is why I question his self-awareness. So hopefully Royce would have that in the future. Oh, shoot. I think I just parked in somebody's driveway. Yeah, I'm delivering to their house right when they're trying to pull into their driveway, so I'm in the way. Crap. Y'all have a good day. Oh, yeah, but that's, my point is younger people are coming. I have thought before that I might, if I could possibly get on the stage, for a presidential debate, I would get up there, please. I would take the opportunity just to do some stuff that ain't never been done before. But Vivek is starting to do the stuff that I used to say, man, why don't people go up the stage and take bigger swings and actually call people out and put them on the spot? And he's kind of doing that. So maybe there won't be a need for me to do that, but I would do that just for the sake of changing how things are done. Because I don't like the way some of these things are done. I would probably run a campaign that people would say I have no chance. Like, I would do things that would make it impossible probably for me to win. But sometimes you got to sacrifice yourself in order for the necessary outcome to happen. And I don't need to be president. I just need more to be expected of my president. And I'm willing to deal with some crap if necessary in order to force it. Brandon said, what if we had an AI-generated presidential candidate? I don't even know how to respond to that. I don't know. Tony said Ron is supposed to be the polished version of Trump. Well, good luck. Good luck to him. Brandon said, I think Bud Soda said he wanted to run for his local mayor's office. The votes couldn't stack, so he backed out. Bummer. Bummer. Mike says, I'd vote for you. I don't know, man. I don't know if you would. I don't know if things got that serious. I don't know if you would. Because there's some things that I would say, you know, might change your mind. We're gonna do another shop and pay. This one will get me really close to home. 750, 3.4 miles, 3 items.
Head east on Celanese Road toward Woodbury Road.
This will play the last of my shift here. That'd be a $35 live stream in 2 hours, less than 2 hours. Tony says, I know you wouldn't say death to America. You're darn right I wouldn't say that. But I actually have some positions that, and that's what cracks me up about Vivek, is he said some things that are kind of more extreme right than even Trump would say. And I'm like, yes, he's getting closer. He's almost getting closer to what I believe. Because, like, I would say things like, I don't know if everybody should have an equal vote. In all, I just don't know if that's the right thing. It's for everybody to have an equally weighted vote. And, me getting up on a stage and saying something like that is going to get me automatically disqualified from most people's vote. Because they'll be afraid that I'm coming for their freedom. I'm coming for their vote. But really, I just think we should have a higher quality of voter. Like things like Vivek's kind of getting close when he talks about, hey, you should be able to pass the same citizenship test that immigrants do to become a citizen if you're going to vote. Yeah, agree. And I'll take it some steps further than that. And so that, Mike, is why I would say, maybe you wouldn't vote for me if you had all of my information about what I would strive for. Also, no speed bumps. I've talked about that before. I would eliminate all speed bumps. So if you like speed bumps in Utah, you might not want to vote for me. I'll be right back. Mike says education for voters. I'm down. Yeah, so like, I think people should have to have a basic knowledge of what it means to be American in order to vote for the American president. I think you should have to answer. I think you should have to prove knowledge of like who it is you're voting for. So I almost think things like it's kind of like in college. You have these credits for participation, pretty much. Like if you go to campus events, you get your name on a list and they know who was there and things like that. So, and it's important to do those things. And there's like classes where you get points for going to stuff. I think that it should be similar in terms of, hey, like, you know, why should your vote count as much as mine if I've watched every single second of every debate and you haven't? I just think like participation should matter a little more than it does. People can just wake up, roll out of bed, and vote with nothing. There's people that will vote. There are people that will vote that have still today, even after the Jake Paul fight, have never heard of Vivek Ramaswamy in their life. Why should you be voting if you don't even know who he is? You can't even. But I'm telling you, people out there that will vote that do not and will not know who he is. And I just think that's inappropriate at this point, at this stage of where we are, where you can kind of know everything with a little bit of diligence and time and intentionality on the internet. You can find stuff out. Yeah, man, you shouldn't. Because all that shows is that you just don't care. If you don't know, it's not that nobody told you, or ignorance. It's that you don't care. If you don't know things right now, it's because you don't care. And so, hey, man, I really care about who's our president. So if you don't care and I do, quit canceling my vote out. And my behavior proves that I care, you know? And so it's not that anybody in my world would be exempt from voting. Nobody's just going to lose their vote for no reason. But there should be very reasonable, but still much higher standards than we have today, but still very reasonable standards for voting, or we should go to some sort of a tier system or weight system, like a GPA. You can vote, but hey, man, if you haven't paid taxes in 10 years, your vote doesn't count as much as mine. How about that? That type of deal. All sorts of things, in my opinion, all sorts of things should be factored. There's speed bumps right here. You ready for it? Ready? Oh, frick. Okay, for this speed bump, I'm going to try to go real slow, and we won't even feel it. But see, look what I'm doing now. I'm going, hold up. I'm going slow. Oh, I didn't even make it over. Okay, back wheels. Got it. Okay. See, and I just wasted man hours on a speed bump. That's why I don't like these things. Here's another one. It adds up to a lot of man hours when you think about all the people around the country that have to slow down for speed bumps, unnecessary speed bumps. We're wasting a lot of the human potential on that. You know, a few seconds here for every person around the nation every day, compounded for generations. That's a lot of human development we're wasting. I'll be right back. All right, we've made the incredibly precise total of 36 in an hour and 48 minutes. We got about a 5-minute drive home, and then I'm going to call the live stream. I think I've done enough damage today. Man, I said a lot in 2 hours. So see how y'all are reacting to my my stances. Mike said ban speed bumps. All right, he's on board. He's on board with me. Mike says you should have to make sure you study the issues and also not just vote party line. I agree. You should have to answer basic questions too about not just proof that you participated by like watching, but that there was some sort of comprehension going on as well. Not just, oh, I sat and stared at the screen while the debate was happening and I saw it. Well, can you answer a basic question? Because I think less people would vote for satanic candidates if they had to admit in the answering of policy questions what the person's for. I think less people in my family would be anybody but Trump if you had to sign off on the fact that the guy that you are voting for wants for the white population in America to be less than 50%. You know, and there's different reasons that you would want that. I'm not arguing about why you want to do that. Because maybe, who knows, maybe he can dress it up a little bit and make it seem like a nice thing to say. I don't know. You can be cute and word it a nice way and say, hey, this is a noble reason why I want this to happen. Okay, how are you going to make it happen, though? Think about it. Think about it. How are you going to do that? Because there's some sinister ways to do that. You should have to admit. You should have to admit what the person believes that you're voting for. And then we can get into, you know, mandatory vaccinations and baby killings and, you know, all that fun stuff like that. It's like the Alex Jones clip. Oh, man. Let me see if I can find the clip before I end the live stream. La, 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 la. Oh, if you don't know what I'm talking about, you're like, what? What's he talking about? La, 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 la. Dude, the next Errand Boy mixtape, the next Errand Boy mixtape, instead of being centered on gig work, it should be about politics. And I should rap to that. I should make a beat out of la, 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 and then I'll rap on top of it. How about that? If you're new to the live stream, we don't get this political every day. Not every day. Where's that clip at? Here he goes. Here he goes with his happy song. Liberal happy song. Liberal. Happy fun, la la la. Human smuggling, fentanyl deaths, forced government euthanasia, chopping up children's genitals, la 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 la. Chopping up children's genitals. La 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 la. Let me represent my earnings accurately for the end of the live stream. Brandon said, "Have you really only made $20?" No, we made 36 in well, we're a little short of 2 hours. Not terrible. Had a good time while we did it. I went and got myself some lunch as well. It's been an interesting day, that's for sure. I think I like waking up early. I'm just on a whole different freaking wavelength for y'all. You know, I'm if I wake up at 7 in the morning, by the time the live stream comes, I'm ready to go. And I think y'all saw that today. Brendan said at least my mixtape sale helped with your earnings. Thanks for the purchase, Brandon. Hopefully you bought at least 2. That way you're entered into a chance to win your money back. Mike says, Welty is my lunch hour entertainment with deep political thought-provoking intensity. Yeah. Hey, it ain't for everybody, is it? But for those of you it is for, I will see you next time on Welty.